President Biden is going to have to answer questions about this, and this cannot just be dismissed as some sort of conspiracy theory because there's audio here, and you can't question or undermine the motivations of what's in the audio. It's either true or it's not. Granted, it's happening during an extremely busy news week. There's a lot of other events going on right now, but this one certainly deserves attention. And should President Biden be a candidate for office again, it certainly will be relitigated then.
Joining us now from Washington, D.C., political strategist Colin Reed. Colin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, let's turn to this laptop. I think for the context, it's important to remember what the mainstream media did when the existence of this laptop was first revealed. They said it was Russian disinformation. We heard it ad nauseum, ad infinitum. We now know it's real. And the latest revelation is this Joe Biden voicemail. Let's listen to it.
Hey, pals, Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
So, Colin, all these years, Joe Biden has denied ever being involved in Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. What do you make of this?
Well, I think the timing on both ends raises a lot of questions, Doug. First, when this issue first broke, it was in the closing days of a very close and hotly contested presidential election in 2020 when the mainstream media clearly had a favorite, and it was Joe Biden, and they didn't want to do anything that would endanger his chances. And then secondly is the timing of this new tape that you just referenced. It was in 2018, after Joe Biden's tenure as vice president and before his time in the White House. And when politicians and candidates and office holders tend to get in the most trouble, it's in between public and private life. And it's when they start to use their influence and power to start enriching their own personal finances. We saw this play out ad nauseum with the Clintons between Bill and Hillary, and Hillary using the powers of her State Department to drive donations toward the Clinton Foundation on the other side. And at some point, President Biden is going to have to answer questions about this, and this cannot just be dismissed as some sort of conspiracy theory because there's audio here, and you can't question or undermine the motivations of what's in the audio. It's either true or it's not. Granted, it's happening during an extremely busy news week. There's a lot of other events going on right now, but this one certainly deserves attention. And should President Biden be a candidate for office again, it certainly will be relitigated then. But even before that, we've still got 2 years left in his first term, and at some point we have to get more than just obfuscation, denials, and anger. We have to get some answers about what happened here.
Well, one of the ways you get that is when the press, in its course of questions at the White House briefings, begins to pepper the press secretary or the president of the United States about the existence of these kinds of voicemails, but we're just not hearing it. There's only one news organization, and it's Fox News, who continues to ask these kinds of questions. I always say the smell test here is if you reverse the parties. What if this was a Donald Trump son involved in these kind of deals? What would we be hearing?
Well, I guess President Biden doesn't do a whole lot of press conferences or briefings, so they don't have the greatest opportunity. But to your point, his press secretary certainly does. And granted, there's a litany of other issues that they're peppering her with questions about today. But yeah, certainly if the shoe were on the other foot, this would be a national outrage and would be the lead story on every outlet. And you know, these things, this is what really gets people about Washington politicians and the establishment and the status quo, frankly, in both parties here in D.C., which is folks get so used to this swamp life. They get so used to living here and the self-dealing here, and there's a reason that Drain the Swamp resonated so much with the electorate 5 years ago, and it's something that frankly I think will come full circle again. And look, until you actually address the allegations head on, they're going to continue to linger, and that's what's happening here. This thing festers because it doesn't get any clear or real answers.
You know, it's not unusual for the sons and or daughters or family members of prominent people in Washington, D.C. to get prominent positions themselves. It's happened throughout our 246-year existence. But I'm always cognizant of one email that was in these Hunter Biden laptops. It is the one to save the 10% for the big guy. We all know who the big guy is. It's the future president of the United States. Is this illegal, this kind of business dealing where the president, the now president, is taking a cut?
Well, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And I think there's more layers of this onion yet to be unpeeled. But the issue is, and the reason that this thing kind of doesn't get unpacked to the degree it might otherwise do, is the reaction from Joe Biden is usually just extreme defensiveness and just an how dare you attitude. How dare you question the propriety of what my son was doing? And he's been able to get away with that so far because he's been able to just paint this as the words and the actions of his political foes. But at some point, the mainstream media is going to have to do their job and dig in a bit. Otherwise, they're going to have crow in their face the same way, or they're going to have to eat crow the same way they did around the whole hoax of the Russia collusion for all those years.
Well, they may take an interest in it, but I suspect it'll probably be after Joe Biden leaves office if he does not run for a second term. Hi, I'm Doug McKelway, and thank you for watching Centerpoint. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Leave a comment below and keep the conversation going by sharing this video with a friend who needs to see it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.